Hello, Grace. Hello, can you hear me? So Sir Jeff is not yet in the meeting. Yes, can talk right now. Okay, okay. So maybe let's keep waiting for them. Let's keep waiting for them for a couple of minutes. I think the meeting with the core team of the Skills Bar it's not yet done. Hello, Siba.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm also good. I enjoyed my weekend.
I didn't enjoy. I was working on this project.
I think it's the last weekend that you will work on that.
And you know what happened? The
Hmm.
sample that I sent you last night a screenshot today when I reopened my computer. It was all gone. I don't know.
Hmm.
I saved it, but the file was didn't work.
Have you tried opening the Power BI itself and then seeing
Yeah,
the recommended files?
yeah, but it's the message was that this data, I don't know, I don't remember, but I had to do it again. But the best thing was that I had practice, so it didn't take much time.
But how about now? Have you able to replicate what have you what have you done on the first first
Yeah,
okay, that's good. That's good to know.
yeah, base selling and worst selling, and but still I couldn't find the days of the week like Saturday, Sunday. Uh,
Hmm. Okay. There's
I changed
there's
the
a syntax
time.
there's a syntax on that wherein you need to use DAX. You need to use DAX, Power BI DAX, and I think there's no option on the transform data to extract the days only. You would see
Oh,
it, but you need to use DAX.
uh,
And it was on the last video. I think I sent the format for that. But let me open it again.
okay.
Table name. Then the oops. Column. Okay. This one, Hasiba. You can also use some resources online. Like, let me find the resources. The
It,
resource where I get this.
this one, I don't know if it works. Hmm. Let's see.
So you need to add another column and use that formula for the new column. You need to indicate the name of the table as well as the column in the table. And yep, I got it from the Stack Overflow. I got it from the Stack Overflow.
Hmm. Okay, I will try it and let you know. And I have question number 4 actually.
Okay,
Uh,
what's the question on that?
the last part per transaction. So what's the average amount spent by customers per transaction?
Okay, for each for each it's just asking how much is for each order. Because there are orders that they only ordered one pizza, there are orders that they only ordered, let's say, three pizzas, there are those that ordered six pizzas. So for each transaction that has different number of orders, different number of quantities of pizzas, how much is the average sales, or how much is the average price per transaction? Let me check the let me check the file. Let me open it. Maybe while we are waiting for Sir Jeff, let me share
Yeah.
my screen. Okay. Number 4, what is the average amount spent by customers per transaction? Because the data set that we have, it looks like this. Let me open my Power BI. Close this first. Okay. Let me share my screen. if you look on the data set that we have, specifically on the, let me check. I think on the order details table, let me check. Okay. We have quantity here. We have a quantity here. We have this quantity, like for a single customer, that specific customer ordered 5 pizzas, right? That
Mhm.
specific customer ordered 5 pizzas. So you can answer this question. You can answer this question by having two answers. One answer is, what's the average quantity per customer? So on average, how many pizzas each customer is buying from our shop? And related to that, how much amount did each customer spend for every transaction? So this this customer number one only bought one pizza. So there is a corresponding price for that, depending on how much this Hawaiian size medium pizza is. But this person number two who ordered 5 pizzas, we can get high price on this. So if you take the average of these prices, on the another column, you can have your average amount spent for by each customer for each transaction. Transaction, you can see it on the transaction means, let me check. I think you can see the transaction on the orders table. Somehow it shows us how many customers did we have for each day. For the course of recording this. Like customer one entered our store January 2015, 11:38 a.m. That is transaction one. This is transaction two. In this transaction, there are 5 orders. So to answer that question, you need to determine what's the average price for each those transactions. It is varying. There are cheap, there are expensive transactions, so you need to find the average. Hello, sir.
Hi, John. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. We just finished the team meeting. It was adjusted to a much later time, so it overlapped with the classes. So I'm very sorry. So I see that you were discussing um
One of the
the
question.
details of the exam. So I want to
Yes.
ask. I think I only have two things to discuss for the lecture, and then you can just work on the project after that.
Okay, sir.
Um, yeah. So how are you, Grace, Hasiba? I see Jeff is
Hi.
still busy with his job as a data analyst in Sony. So he requested me to have a longer time for the submission of the requirements because he want to he want to have this strong first impression with the team. So I completely understand that. Grace, how are you? Are you at work today? Yeah, probably. So yeah, I think I should take over from now. Yeah, I only have, just like I said, I think 2 or 3 items left in Power BI DAX, and then um maybe show you some other things with visualization and some other tricks. So hmm, let me set this up. Okay. Hasiba,
Hi.
how are you doing
I'm
with the
here.
exam?
Good. I just discussed with John. Uh, yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Okay. Do you find how do you find the exam? Is it or the project? I should say. Is
It's
it
interesting.
okay?
Uh,
Okay, that's nice.
because you play with colors, but yeah, the question somehow a little bit tricky for me.
Mhm.
I was asking John, and yeah, he was helping out.
Yep, that's nice. It is designed that way so that you'd be challenged, and at the same time, well, the thing is when you're doing Power BI in actual work, you'll be the one to strategize. Like most of the time, your boss or the people not be would not care about the process that you did with the creation of your dashboard. They are more into the insights that they can get from it. So yeah, it's very important that you know how to communicate those important aspects in your dashboard. Let me see, and also the color combination. It is very important. The color combinations should match the theme. It should match uh the concept that you're discussing or trying to highlight. So don't make it so much convoluted with so many things just to try fill out the canvas. You can just adjust the size of your visualization instead of
Mm-hmm.
trying to put so many things in it. Yep. So let me do a quick recapitulation of our discussion the last time. So the last time we were able to um, discuss some important things with Power BI, like how to publish our report, how to share, how to embed, like you have a website, how to generate those embeddings so that you can incorporate your dashboard in that website. How can you utilize Power BI together with, say, uh, your PowerPoint presentation, right? There's a since both of these products are Microsoft products, then they intended it to be working seamlessly together. So you can easily plug in PowerPoint presentation or rather Power BI to your PowerPoint presentations, and you cannot do that easily when you're, for example, doing Google Slides. So it's not that easy. This Google is a different stuff, a different company. So yep. Aside from that, we talked about some details about modeling, about the star schema, and I think John discussed to you how to develop those relationships between your tables. So we also discussed the reason behind it. Like you can do more. You can do filtering on a granular level when you have connections between your tables. While even you don't develop that connection, you can still like create interactive dashboards out of these different tables. But if you want to make it more on a certain level of granularity, you have to connect them, and we also do that in order to avoid replications, right? So that's how important star schema is. And since we worked it out with, I think during the SQL discussion, we had a separate discussion, a more focused discussion about cardinalities. So it is not something new to you. I think um, you are more interested like in how you do that in Power BI, like the navigation and how to set up the relationships. But the definition of like what do we mean by one to many relationship, many to many relationship, I think those concepts are already solid to you. So it's not something that brand new to you. So you can easily pick the idea and remember what you did with during some time ago in SQL session. So, yep. And also, we were able to discuss this transformations, right? Using the Power Query editor, we were able to generate some measures some basic measures that would be building blocks of more complicated ones. And um, we also, I think we crafted computed computed columns, right? But I will be discussing something that is related to the if then statement in Microsoft Excel, and this is something that we've also done with SQL. Like you have a certain range of values that you want to create another input in another column. Like for example, if the score is between A and B, it would be labeled as low. If it's between B and C, it would be labeled as moderate. And after if it's above C, then it will be labeled as high. So that's something. I think in SQL we also discuss it as case one, right? If you can remember that additional discussion that we had with the case one statement. So it always appears because oftentimes you want to derive this new columns, this new variables out from another variable, similar with what you did with the exam in statistics, right? So there's a certain level of, say, for example, homocysteine. So for a certain level of homocysteine, it could be a normal level, and after that, it could be like high, and if it's below the normal level, it will be classified as low. There are repercussions. There are issues concerning when your homocysteine level is lower than standard or higher than the standard values. So that's what we'll be discussing for the remaining portion of this um, Power BI DAX lecture. So yep, we were able to do most of this, and this one I just adjusted it because I forgot the sum. And then here, this is a filter. This is an example of filter. Like, what if you just want to get the total of a certain category of your column? Like, all get the total quantity sold for when your pizza category is classic. Like, it's in SQL we use the where clause for this, right? We get the sum of the amount where the input is equal to this. So we did that in SQL. We also did that in Excel. We use pivot tables to get this um, individual totals based on different categories. So that's basically what we're doing right here. And you can also do that through your visualization. Of course, you can easily generate this say bar chart or column chart, and then use the pizza category as a slicer. Then you will be able to get the total quantity sold for each of the different pizza categories, right? But under the hood, this is what's happening. So each of the bars, they are running this kind of syntax, okay, under the hood. So first, it would be the total for when it is classic. Another bar is when it is equal to, say, um, I don't know the other category that we had in um, that we have in this pizza data set, but with other categories. So each of those bars, imagine that you are running this kind uh, of DAX. Then here, this is no filter, so basically you're just getting the total out of everything. So regardless of the category, you'll just get the sum. So that is through the all function. And then this is something that I want to start. So this is the thing that I explained earlier. Like from a certain range of values, you will be creating a new column out of it and have this inputs based on the certain ranges of values. So I'll be opening my Power BI, and let's derive this computed column based from the total price column. So I suggest that you do the same if it's feasible. But if not, then you can use the session tomorrow to practice. So we're almost done with the cohort, and I'm very proud of you guys. I'm very proud. I should say you're the best cohort. The reason for that is you're very you're very you're very interested really in learning. You ask good questions. Uh, those are the qualities that every teacher as every teacher aspire to that kind of student, right? We want a student that is really motivated in learning, that's really interested in learning. So you cannot ask for more. If you speak about talent, if you speak about any other else, those are typically like you're born with it, right? But talk about motivation. Talk about discipline. Even if you have the talent, but if you don't have the drive in you, the motivation to push, then there's no sense. You would be observing that the regular ones that really exerts effort would would surpass all your accomplishments. So I prefer more to that. When I do the hiring for Skillspire, when I do the interviewing for applicant, like even for an instructor position or for a TA or even for the admin position, I always look for the characteristic of the individuals, and after that, the skills. So I prioritize the character. Uh, yeah. So going back here, let me just pull out the data again. So this is the pizza data set, right? So what we want, let me show you again this thing that we want to accomplish here. So this is for logical operators if. So create a calculated column that categorizes orders as high value. I just made it up, okay? I just made it up as high value. It's not um, standard, or I did not base it in any prior information. I just want to show you the mechanism, okay? What it does. So if the total price is greater than $50, it's considered as high value and low value otherwise. So let's set it up. Okay. So in our pizza sales, I think I forgot to save the one that we did um, last Saturday. So I have to start from scratch again. And Asiba, Grace, and if Jeff would be watching this recording, can you please add me in LinkedIn? I want to have that network of um, previous students, previous teachers that I was able to um, work with. So once you have time, please add me in LinkedIn. Let me provide you my LinkedIn here in the chat box. So every now and then, I post good resources related to data science and artificial intelligence. So that would be the content of my profile. So you can find so many good resources in my profile, or I call it profile or page. So yeah, let me see. I'm putting it in the chat box. Oh, my chat box is not opening. Okay, John, are we connected in LinkedIn? I'm not sure. I think John is busy. But anyway, yeah, please connect with me in LinkedIn. So going back here, so let's talk about the syntax. The syntax is not that complicated. You went through SQL, you went through Python. The syntax is very easy for you, right? So what goes inside the if? The parameters would be your table name. You don't need the single quotation marks, but if you do put quotation marks, then it won't really matter. It'll work. Then you're looking at the total price column. So this is the existing column in your data set. And then here's the condition. If it's greater than 50, it is high value, then otherwise it's low value. So basically, you're looking at the syntax very similar to Excel, right? So let's do that. Let's do that calculated column here. Let's go to Power BI. Now, let's look at our table, right? So here's our table. Then identify the column that we need. So this is total price, right? So the total price is something that we'll be using, just like what you saw in the presentation. So let's go to home and then new column. Wait for it. It's loading. So the column one is let's rename this similar to what you saw earlier. Order value category. Again, I just made this up. So the meaning or the reasoning behind the classification is just for this. It doesn't exist. It's just for the sake of discussion. So if we have here your table name, so your table name is pizza sales, right? Pizza sales, and then we have total price, right? So we have here a condition. If it's greater than 50, then we have a high value. It's said to be a high value if it's greater than 50. But if it's otherwise, right? If it's equal to 50 or below, then it will be categorized as low value. So that's what we're looking at here. So let's see. So you now have a calculated column here. So as you can see, you can develop so many different computed columns based, of course, on first what you want to accomplish and the existence of the tables that would allow you to compute for that column that you want. So we can even, for example, you have the unit price in here, and let's see what other computed values can we do with this. So you have the quantity in there. You have the total price. I think we cannot solve for the profit here, but it's easy once you have the necessary table, but once you have the necessary information to compute for a certain thing to create a computed column, then you can easily do that using Power BI DAX. Okay, just for new columns, this option. So don't be confused with the measure column. Okay, with measures, those are single values. Those are calculated fields, and it won't appear in your um, data model. It would only appear if you, for example, use it in your visualization or you use it in your computation. So even here, like for example, even if you're defining a new column, you can still make use of measures, and it's completely normal to do that. It's again context specific, depending on what column you want to add in your data model. And moving back here to our presentation. So um, let's make it more complicated. So we have this example for just like two conditions. So what if we extend it to what if, Jeff, we are basing the new input on two columns, not only one, not only the total price, but it would be like another column. So we can just tweak this statement, right? So as you can see here, this is exactly the same setup, similar to what we did with or during the Excel session. So we use the end, and you know that if you use the end inside if, um, the parameters inside the end statement must be satisfied in order for you to get the value true. Once you have the true, this would be executed. You will have an input of both above 10, right? If you have satisfied both of these conditions. Otherwise, then you'll have this false result, which is equivalent to not both above 10, right? So this is exactly the same structure as with Microsoft Excel. So there's really not much of a difference when it comes to how you structure your Power BI DAX. So let's try it. So here, we will be creating a calculated column that checks if both the quantity and unit price are greater than 10. So quantity and price above 10 will be the name of our column, and then we have this conditional statement at the bottom. So let's try doing that. Okay. So this is again a calculated column. So we'll be clicking on new column. And yeah, before that, I just I just thought about it that we haven't made any, maybe later, visualization from this calculated column. Let's do it for later. Let's just continue applying this. So the name of the computed column would be quantity and price above 10. So I just made it up again. Well, just a way to show how to execute the syntax for this if statement. So table name would be pizza sales again. That would be the quantity, and then the condition greater than 10. So this is your first condition. And your second condition would be again look into pizza sales, and then look into unit price. And after that, we'll close it. So those are the two conditions inside your end statement that you need to satisfy to get something to get the succeeding phrase, which is or succeeding input. That succeeding input would be both above 10, right? And then otherwise, if you don't satisfy like one of this or both, you will get not both above 10, not both above 10, right? And we close it with a closing parenthesis, which is patterned with the opening parenthesis after the if statement. So this will now create a column, a new computed column that has those inputs. So either both above and not both above 10. Okay, so you see it's not really difficult to create new columns. Now, how do we use those? So again, it goes back to our discussion, I think a couple of weeks back, that first you need to identify what particular chart given this type of variable should be created, right? So this type of variable, as you can see, is a categorical variable, right? Both are categorical variables. And with categorical variables, you'll be generating frequencies. So you're looking at either pie chart or bar graph for these two, right? You don't need to complicate it. They are categorical variables, so um, they have to be represented or summarized in terms of frequencies. So we go to visualization. So you can find here those computed columns that we just did, right? So this is the first one, and this is the second one. So let's start with the order value category. So how many pizzas are classified as a high value or low value? So as you can see, if you just click it, it will just give you like a table. But yeah, since there are only two categories, then I think a donut chart would be good for this one, and then we add the value on the other so that we can see. Okay, all of them are classified as low value, right? Or no, a certain percentage actually. Yeah, like 200 are classified as high value category. So, and then we can make it actually. Let's go back and edit that. Let's make it less stringent so that there will be more high value categories. Let's make it like 35 just to see more on the high value side. And this will be updated as well. So as you can see, it changed a bit. Uh, let's make it maybe about 28 just to highlight the other category as well. Oh, did not change. Okay. Anyway, so as you can see, it's about frequency. So it's good either you use a donut chart or a pie chart. So it won't really have much difference at all. Now with quantity and price above 10, you can create another donut chart for this one, or do a sort of variety here. You can use column chart for this one, right? And then the frequencies. So it seems like everything is classified as not above 10, right? It seems that's the case. So I think we did not satisfy any of that. Like both are above 10. Yeah, it's very, let's make it, hmm, let's make it less strict, like maybe 7. Just to see the other category as well. Oh, it did not change. Maybe 4 or 3. Yeah, there we go. We have another category now. So yeah, that's how you do it. If you have a column that can be derived from the other existing column in your on your data, then you can easily do that through DAX. And there are so many other things that Power BI DAX can offer you. But generally, it would give you more flexibility with your data set, more capability of um, deriving additional insights based on the current data that you have. So, yep. And uh, let's see another example in which instead of and, we will be utilizing or, right? Let's go back to that presentation. So here, instead of and, we will be using a less restrictive alternative, which is or. And with or, you can just satisfy one, and you'll be getting an output of at least 1 above 10. So as compared to and, that both conditions must be satisfied, or it just needs 1, so that you'll get this true outcome, which is equivalent to at least 1 above 10. So we can just be lazy and just copy this, right? And then new column, and then just paste it um, in the formula box. But don't forget to change the name. So this is for or. I'll be just changing it to or, and then change this at least 1. This is a bit more accurate representation for this, at least above 10. And of course, the only time that you would get a false output here is when both are false. So this is neither above, the more accurate representation of that event. So neither above 10. There we go. So this is a new computed column, which is a less restrictive one as compared to the earlier. So we can also do that. Now we have 2 visualizations here for when you have a categorical type of variable. Now I want to ask you, what other visualizations can we use? Again, this is for variety if we want to show the frequencies for the or. Can you give me an idea on which one to choose? Anyone? So we only have 2 categories here, so a pie chart would be good, right? It would still be it would still be ideal to use the pie chart. So again, the only time that you'll be reconsidering the use of pie chart is that if you have like so many categories, either yeah, at least greater than 5 would be something to reconsider if you're planning to use pie chart. So hmm, so we can use pie chart here. That would be perfectly fine. And you just have to choose the column that we just, you can drag it, or you can just click on it and then click the visualization. So as expected, since this is less restrictive, we'll get we got more neither above 10, right? So this is something that we've expected. So those are the things like um, when you want to create new categories based on certain values of existing categories, right? Now, let's consider like we have already discussed this this thing, but what if you want to do a reverse of a statement? Like you want to get anything that is not veggie, but there are like four categories that are existing. So instead of you specifying, so yeah, instead of you specifying whether it is chicken, whether it is pork, or whether it is fish, just reverse it through the not function. So this would give you any other categories, any other inputs aside from veggie, which makes your Power BI DAX really efficient, right? If you would run this, that would be like several lines, right? If you would extract all other categories aside from veggie. But the more or the smarter way to do that is just get the converse of the statement or the reverse of the statement. So in this, the goal is to create a calculated column that checks if the pizza category is not equal to veggie, right? So not vegetarian would be if not this statement. So you're reversing this statement, right? If your input in the pizza category is veggie, reverse that. That's what you have in not. If that is true, then it's not vegetarian. Otherwise, it's vegetarian, right? So it is a more efficient way um, to do this kind of thing instead of just specifying all other categories with end, right? So let's do that. Let's do that and create. Let's identify if what proportion of our data set is actually vegetarian. It's nice to know that. If we're trying to place our company as a like a healthier alternative, then it should be that our offering contains more vegetarian option. Did I click the measure or the? I think I could click the measure. Sorry about that. Should be the calculated column. Okay. New column and then not vegetarian. But it's too small and it's not zooming in. So anyway, so if not pizza sales, category is veggie, um, then what we have to have in the output would be not vegetarian, vegetarian. Otherwise, we'll get vegetarian, of course. And then we can create another visualizations for proportion later on. Okay, so there's an error here. Why do I have a vegetarian again? Vegetarian, veggie. If not, pizza sales, pizza category equals I forgot to close the. Yeah, if so, that is this one. Not pizza sales. Yeah, I forgot the close on the other side. Then that closing parenthesis should be after this. And let's see if that fixes the thing. There we go. So not vegetarian. Let's see if that's the case. Chicken, yeah, chicken. So let's do a quick run through of this. If it really works, chicken and supreme, classic. Seems like we don't have any veggies in here. There we go. We have a veggie, but I think it's just a small proportion of the product line. let's see how many, right? How many are veggies or in our pizza category. So let's decide. Like there are two categories again here. So we already have a donut chart. We already have a column chart. Now we can still go with the usual bar chart here. There's nothing wrong with it. Just to give like a variety of visualization option. So not vegetarian. So the main reason for that is you don't want to tire the audience. Like they always prefer variety in terms of visualization. So all of this that you are seeing right now at your screen, they are um they are visualizations for categories. Okay, so yep. Now, both are 100%, which is I don't think that's correct. Yeah. So let me try fixing that. I think I made a mistake right there. So for the bar chart, so what goes in the y-axis should be, yeah, got that. Um, so the y-axis would be the counts, right? So, um, should have, wait, what am I missing? So x-axis, that would be the categories, not vegetarian, that's correct. Now in the y-axis, that would be the count for each. Hmm. Let's try putting it in the legend. And no, this doesn't seem right. It's also still 100%. Let's see, count distinct. Uh-huh. Percent of grand total. Hmm. What am I missing here? Not vegetarian. Let me step back and think. I'm doing a stack. Ah, that's why. That's why. Now there we go. I clicked on the 100% stacked column chart, so it would show like the proportion for each one. So if you separate the category, then 100% would be for the one category and 100% for the other category. Unless you have other categories within that would separate those. For example, you have veggies, and certain percentage of it uh, is divided by another category. That's when you consider 100% column chart. But if there are no other layers of categories aside from other being a veg or non-veg, then you should use the stack column chart. So I misclick. They're quite the same in terms of uh, the button. So yeah, there we go. So this one, this one is a proper one. So you see the numbers. So mostly are non-vegetarian. So are offering or basically not our offering, but rather the most bought category would be not non-vegetarian because you have so many other options aside from the vegetarian one. So you expect that. So you can drill down further, like maybe look into pizza category here in the legend, like identify in the non-vegetarian that 10,000 would be chicken, 14,000 would be classic, and the the next one is supreme, right? So aside from that, I'm surprised that it is in the middle. It should be real the top, but I think we can arrange it somewhere here. Yeah, let me see. classic. Let's try fixing that. What I want to do here is to arrange it in order. That is, I want this classic category to be at the top. Although well, um, it has nothing to do with the y-axis anyway. I just want it to be in order so that when you look at it, you would automatically, well, will automatically think that the one at the top would be the one with the highest frequency. Let me see. Or alternatively, you can put data labels there. That would be also another option. But let me see how I can zoom slider columns. Mhm. Series. Let me see. Legend, grid lines, columns. Um, there's no option here to arrange it, unfortunately. So yeah, I think we have to go to the alternative, which is putting the labels in there, so that at least they have your audience would have immediately an idea on which one is the highest category in there. Right. Yeah. If there are options for the columns, I think it should be in here. Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have that. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. I think this is something. No, still the same, just converted into percentage. I was surprised that there's no option to sort it. Hmm. Do you have an option for that, John? Do you remember something? Values and
What is this, sir?
sorry.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Yeah. I'm looking for the like specific ways to sort this. Like currently we have the categories identified for like which one from this non-vegetarian classics fall into uh, classic for chicken and for supreme. However, I want it to be sorted in such a way that it is ascending in order. But I can seem to find that maybe it's not existing. Maybe there's no way for you to really sort it in that way. But maybe just encounter that before.
I think, sir, on the three ellipses at the visualization itself.
Here, this.
Yeah. And sort,
Uh,
I'm not sure on that,
I think
but
this would not work because this is uh, for the
for the
axis.
legend and axis.
Yeah. So let's see. I don't think that it will apply it to there also. It won't touch that. Yeah. I think hmm, yeah, I think there's no option for us to really sort it. Yeah, even the pizza category. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't do the thing. But anyway,
Yes, sir.
the alternative way is again to put data labels in there so that at least it's not an issue at all. You just have to provide like we're just providing more information for the viewers that yeah, um the majority actually refers to classic, and then yeah, followed by this 12,000, which is from the supreme. And yep, so that's it. Now let me think if we have some other. Okay, for the remaining hours, what I will do is I will show you what I'll do if I will create a visualization out of this pizza data set. So I'll just get the 2 minute break, and then I will pretend that I'm doing it as my own project. Okay, so that you can see how will I do it. Okay, So let's have a break for about 2 minutes. I'll just do a bio break, quick bio break, and then we'll proceed. Okay. So be back after 2 minutes. Hasiba, you can follow me. Unfortunately, Grace is still at work for probably driving home. So yeah, but
Okay,
you
sir.
can yeah, you can do it together with me. Be back
Okay.
after 2 minutes. We'll just quickly grab some water and then let's start with. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I just saw the message from Mary Jane, our student success advisor. So if ever you need help in I'm catching my breath, if ever you need any help in revamping your resume, in preparing for an interview, just communicate with her. So she'll be helping you with those kinds of things, and also some other opportunities. So we have this partners. Maybe you can do like internships or apply for one, and yeah, it will definitely help you apply the things that you've learned in this boot camp, right? So now I'll be stopping my presentation to focus on like this as my project. Like how will I do it, right? How will I execute this? So again, you can follow with me, and while I'm doing this, let me share my main screen to identify it. Yeah, okay. I'll be sharing my main screen here, my laptop screen. Okay, there we go. So much of the work has been already accomplished. Like whenever I do dashboards, I'll look into the data set. If there are multiple tables, I can either combine them together by taking advantage of the relationships, or alternatively, you can also do that through the star schema, right? So that's the first thing that I'll do. And then data cleaning. Most of the time, you will do data cleaning outside Power BI. It's not it's not advisable to do that here because it lacks um that capability. I should say that flexibility and the availability of functions for data cleaning. I'd rather do the data cleaning through pandas because aside from data cleaning, it would also allow me to do or to apply data transformations, right? If you're working with a database, what I suggest you to do is to pull out the data from that database. You have an option to work on it if the size is not that uh, huge, right? If it's not that huge, you can just manipulate and do the data cleaning through Microsoft Excel, um, or you can upload it in Google Colab and use Python pandas to do the data cleaning. Alternatively, I think we haven't discussed this, but there's a way for you to connect your database in Colab. You just have to provide the credentials um, so that you can communicate with the database and immediately pull the data from there from Google Colab. You don't have to download it as an Excel file, then upload it in Colab. You can establish the connection, the pipeline uh, through Colab. So yep. So since we already have this, so let me delete them just to start with a fresh canvas. So what I'll do first is, okay, I'll be segmenting my canvas into parts. So I'll be deciding now, okay, where should I put the slicers? Where should I put the most important information? So again, my suggestion is um, on this first, think about splitting us into two parts. So the most important information should be, or rather into quadrants, okay? Segmented into quadrants. So this is quadrant one, quadrant two, quadrant three, and quadrant four. So in the first or in the second quadrant on this side, I'll be putting here all the most important information because we are trained to read it to read things that way. We start from the left and then going to the right and lastly at the bottom. So when I divide my canvas, all that will be going through this second quadrant would be all the most important information, including the slicers. I can put the slicers in there because most of the time people will be looking for the slider or slicer in order to have a granular view of my presentation of my report. Then um, the second set of visualization would be on the first quadrant or the top right, and then after that, I could put the cards in both quadrant three and quadrant four. So maybe on this part at the bottom, I could put all of the cards in there. So what I do is, for all of the visualizations that fall, for example, as um, frequencies, summaries of frequencies, I group them all together. For all that are cards, I group them all together. So that's how I do it, so that it's more organized when my audience sees it. Okay, it is more organized and it's more appealing. It's not a pain to look at. So let's do that. Okay, so what I want to do first is to look for the most important information that would be for the end of my audience. So I'm assuming here that my audience would be the stakeholder of the company or the board itself. So I'll be looking into sales. So we have here not vegetarian. Okay, quantity would be, okay. Quantity would be or total price, like um the total sales, like for each of the inputs. So I'll have that in here. Now this total price, as you can see, since this is a numeric variable, you can look into so many different visualizations. But the first thing I want to look at is there a way for me to show the sales across time? Like, is there a way for me to see it or to visualize it, that it is changing across time, right? So while the y-axis would be the sales, I can look into order time. Like, I want to see if is it a possibility that I show it, like in terms of months and so on. So it seems that it's not the case, because this data set only spans in just 1 month, right? So if it's just 1 month, then another level that you can look at is there a possibility to look into days of the week, right? So you go to model view and see if it's possible. Yes, it's possible, right? So you have order date in terms of oh, we have January here. Why did it show only December earlier? Um yeah, it's to only 1 year, but not 1 month. So I need to correct that. My statement earlier. So we looked into order time and sum of total price. We want it to be by month, and then put it as a why it's not why it's only showing December. Total price, order time. Hmm,
I
what was
have
it?
the same problem with my
Yeah,
project.
I think we can. Is it the same data set?
No, but I was working
Yeah.
to I need the days of the week to
Mm,
show in my dashboard, but I couldn't.
mm.
Yeah,
What
if
we can do with this is to actually create a new computed column. I think we have done this before with John. So we can have a formatted date here. I'll just rename it as new date, because I want to show how values change. So whenever you have the availability of um like time, and you want to present like amount of sales, quantity of sales, it must be presented in a line chart. So you see the trend, you see the valleys and the peaks, or you can identify seasonalities and trends. That's what we want. So I want to see here, maybe, okay, before I do the data reformatting, I want to check the format in which my column is in, right? We want to make sure that it is in a correct, what did I use? Order time or order date? Let's try using the order date, because look at the order date. Let's see. We can use now you decide on the granularity, like how deep you will be going into in terms of the time. Now the more you became, um how should I say this? the more you look into shorter time intervals, the more erratic your line chart would be. And the more you zoom out, like you look at it a longer time interval, the more smoother, or rather the smoother it will be. Like for example, if you can see you see that the movement is erratic, you cannot find like a clear pattern. But if we remove the day in here and look into months, it's smoother in a way, right? You can see now the valleys and the peak, the trends. So for example, here we have an upward trend, right? A higher high. Unfortunately, with the second quarter of June, or the second quarter of the year or the month of June, we see a lower low, which is an indication, right? So this is an
But if we
indication that
use bar chart,
I don't advise using bar chart with this one, because you, it's not easy for us to like identify the trends using a bar chart, because the bar charts would only show us like the peaks. It would actually show us the 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 lows. So that's the disadvantage of using bar chart. I see people doing that, right? I see people using bar chart, but as you can see, you cannot see the lows with that, right? So as compared to the line chart, you can see these lows that are very important for us. It shows how strong the trend is. Like you see here, we're doing higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. However, we also made lower lows. So it's an indication that the trend is about to reverse. So even if you're observing that, hey, I'm still getting higher highs and higher highs, I also saw a lower low, which is an indication that the trend is not that strong, that it could reverse anytime, right? You can see it in like most, for example, in most, say, financial data. The moment you see a break or a change in character, like you have an upward trend. Let's look at like different time frame, maybe Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin would be a good example for this one. Like for example, when this particular asset, Bitcoin, you see, yes, you have an uptrend, then all of a sudden you saw that, hey, there's a change of character, there's a change of structure. You suddenly observed a lower low. So while even at the longer time interval, you are still an uptrend, it signals you that the trend is getting weaker, right? So you cannot see that if you do a bar chart. So to me, that's the advantage that this line chart would be giving me. So I always, when a value across time should be presented, I will present it in a line chart. Okay. So now the interval is what we need to decide. So we only have like 1 year of data for this particular example. So I'll be happy to do this month by month. Okay. A quarter, there's no problem with it. The quarter is less like zoomed in version of it. So I cannot see the patterns there if I condense it further to a quarter. So I would be doing it um in a monthly basis, right? So as you can see, the sales floored around this time, somewhere somewhere September and yeah, October. So we had the lowest sale there for some reason. So here comes the additional insights there. What happened? So descriptively, you can show that, hey, this is what happened to the price. Why it happened is the additional thing that you have to narrate with your data. What happened here? So you can add here like a shape. Like for example, um, you can add here, say, a text box of some sort, and then add it there. So that you can provide a sort of discussion. So what happened here, right? And then you can add here like an arrow or something. Um, this is not what I want. I want a specific, maybe this downward arrow. Make it that that would provide more information to your audience about what happened. They clearly see that the sales, or yeah, the sales dropped. So they're more interested now in why, answering that question, a more deeper question, right? So you have to provide it in there. So in a glance, they can easily, okay, that's what happened. Now what we can do afterwards, right? What we can do afterwards. So that's a very good insight that you can um, provide to your audience, right? Now, aside from that, so the total sales is something that I'll be putting on the upper left of my visualization. Now, what I want to do next is to look into the order value category. Like, I want to know where or which category is the most selling category, or in general, see the order distribution across categories, right? And I will do the pizza category here because I want to do that in probably maybe in a funnel diagram is what I'm thinking, so that I can see, okay, this percentage corresponds to say classic. So you see that the classic here has the most order. So it means that at a glance, they can easily derive that insight that, hey, classic is the most selling one, right? They can easily say, and supreme and veggies are comparable with each other. And we have the chicken again. I was surprised about this. The chicken is the least. So I can do that there. I can make it like on a more compact size, but I feel that it's already sufficient. This size is good. Just to highlight the thing, just to highlight um, the distribution of sales for each category. And then I don't need a pizza name, right? We don't need that. Even the ingredients, we don't need to see that. So I'm thinking about, again, presenting to the board, presenting to the CEO or to the C-level management what they need to know about the business, right? Um, order time, hmm, like if on the operation side, I want to know like what is the average duration for each order time. Um, let me see if we can do that computation here. Like if we can convert it into purely duration. Hmm, I don't think we can do that. Yeah, there's no other column that like order start and order end, something like that. So we cannot derive like the average number spent in ordering a particular meal. I was thinking of creating a card that shows the average like delivery time or whatever, or average release time per order, but unfortunately we don't have that data here. So let's skip that part. Mm, this is very good. Like um the classification of vegetarian, not vegetarian. However, this is the thing. Okay, we don't need to put that in here anymore. Why? Because as you can see in our funnel chart, we already have the veggies in here, so they would have immediately an idea. Okay, this comprises like the percentage of those sales coming from veggie. So it will be redundant information. So we don't have to do that. Okay. That insight can be communicated easily just by looking at this veggie category. You can just highlight it, click it, over to it, and then you can see it immediately. So there's no need for this not vegetarian thing. Now the pizza size. Let's see if that's a categorical variable. If it's a, yeah, it is a categorical variable. So we look into the categorical options. So I would be doing here a donut chart that shows the pizza sizes, right? Pizza sizes for each. There we go. Perfect. So is it an important information? Yes, but not that much. So I might want to put it maybe at the lower right, together with, like, in line with this funnel diagram that I have at the top. So the reason for me doing that is I have to have available spaces at the bottom for maybe a chart, maybe a title bar, something like that. Like, um, I can put the chart title either at the top or at the bottom. It's perfectly fine to say put it at the top or at the bottom. There's no real like hard rule for that. So I can do that here. My pizza dashboard, right? And I can center it. Yeah, and change the font size because this is a title. I might want to make it a bit larger, and I can adapt, like, the font and the font color to the theme, right? To the theme.
Can you please repeat where did you get
Uh,
the
insert
title?
text box. Yeah, insert
Okay.
text box, and then
Okay.
resize that box. Change the font size and uh, the font depending on, again, the theme. So we have that information. Um, what else? What else do we need from here? Of course, we don't want the pizza ID there. Pizza category, we already have that. Um, Let me think. Hmm, Quantity, average quantity sold is something that we need to know, right? So I'll be adding that here. I need the classic card. I hate this new card for some reason. It lacks so much functionality relative to the old card. So I tend to bias to have a more bias on this old card. So we have the sum of quantity in here. So the sum of quantity, it's an important stuff, right? It's an important information. Is it more important than this? They are communicating basically the same information. However, this is more on the total price and how it changes on a month-to-month basis. So I may want to line it with here, right? I may want to line it with that, um, so that when they look at this, they can also see, okay, we have sold like 50,000 quantities of pizza, and these are the distributions of that in terms of sizes, in terms of category, right? And then what I can put in the middle would be, um, I can create, say, a slicer for month. Let's do that. I want a slicer for month. Uh, Let me see. Order date. Where is the order date? Yeah, there we go. This order date, I want it to be a slicer, and I want it in a, hmm, not on a day basis, but it's also possible. Like, specifically, I want to see, like, on this level, the different sales, like when it is a Friday or when it is a Monday. But that's not what I want actually. I want it to be on a monthly basis. Like, it would not be redundant in any way. I just want to have like a more focused option for my viewer. Like, they would be asking questions as, how did we do last, um well, actually, they can see it here. If like you highlight that part, you can actually have the same thing that a slicer would do. So that's what I want. Let me think. So again, you can click on this, huh? You can take advantage of that. You can click on like the specific months, the specific quarter, and the other values would change as well. Let me think. Um, or maybe yeah. Let's create another date format here. Um, so this I will call this new date, which is basically what we'll do is we will reformat uh, uh, exactly how John um, showed it in the chat box. I'll call this new date. So this new date would be um, formatting my order date table. So format pizza sales. I'm thinking about the order date, and I want it to be by day of. So I want it to be on a DDD format. So this new date would give me a day of week, which I can use then as an option for me for like a drop down card. So because this one doesn't show the days of the week, I want to give my audience that capability to scan through uh, in different days of the week. Where is it? I'm getting dizzy with the small letters. Days Where is it? Did I rename it? Days of week.
It was new date, but it didn't add it here.
Oh, really? Maybe there's an
New
error.
date.
Did that add right?
Mhm.
Yeah, probably there was an error. So let me try it again. Pretty sure it did not show any error. So there what happened. Um, sales right, and then I'm pretty sure I saw it. I just don't know what happened. It did not show after I moved to the report view. But I'm pretty sure I saw it like create a new. Okay, there we go. Probably just a bug or something. Oops, sorry. So there's the new date. Okay, perfect. So I want to use that new date as a form of slicer again. That's my intention for that. Um, just to show them like a drop down option. Um, I'll go to format visual and then slicer setting. I can do select all. That's good. And let me see properties. Where do I get the drop down option? Like uh, right here. I don't want this style uh, single select on for selection. Yes. And then shape. Is it on the new cards? Let me see. New date. I want the drop down option for this one. No, no, no. Pull out values, layout, single row. Yeah, this one. Single column, single row. Um, where is it? Overflow, reference labels, images, no. Cards, shape, padding. It's images. Hmm. Oh, okay, let me step back a bit. What I want here is a drop down option, and it should be here in the visual options, or it could be in the general, but I'm pretty sure it should be in the visual settings. Layout, single row table, max card shown. Nope, this is not what I want. Shape, round corners, background, borders and grid lines. No. Background, no, this is not what I want. Uh, Not this one also. This one. Huh. Did I even click cards or slicer? Yeah, I might have clicked cards. Shape, general. Where is it? Position, padding. No, 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 I don't need that. Buttons, there we go. State, there we go. This is the one that I'm trying to look for. Hover, press. And then, let's see. Um, hmm, Layout, chords, single row, single column. Hmm. Yeah, this is the one. Let me just edit it. Slicer settings. Select all option is okay. Buttons. State would be selected. That's correct. Narrow. Okay. But I don't want it on grid. On grid type. Uh-huh. Layout. Single row. I don't want it on cards. Let me see. Single row, single column, max button to show. I only need one. And not that one. Buttons, narrow. Where is the drop down option here? Okay. Properties, no, it's not the general option should be in here. What I want here would be like a drop down option, not on this kind of thing. I want to put it somewhere here at the top, merge it together with the line chart, right? So let me see. Should be somewhere here in the slider shape. No. Layout, single column, single row. Or this one, read. I'm pretty sure it's not this vertical, horizontal thing. Call out values. No. Images. Let me make it faster. I'll see how I did it with my other thing, with my other Power BI report. Let me see. just more time. There's a drop down option is more, I should say, compact in terms of style. So you can put more things in your in your report if you have that, instead of this one that eats up a significant amount of space in your dash. Give me a minute. It's lagging. Pretty sure somewhere here. This is the problem when you have so many buttons, so many different things to click on. Yeah, it's freezing now. Okay, it's frozen. Oh well, what's happening? Can you still hear me? I think my computer just gave up. It's freezing. John, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. My monitor just. Okay, there we go. We're almost done. We're almost done with this. The next thing, after you've set up all your visualizations, all of the things that you want to highlight, the next thing to do would be the formatting, like change the color, and that's just easy. We just need to set this up properly. It's taking so much time to just even load the thing. Option for the year is what I did with this one. Like it's just. Yeah. Yeah. Computers are always like this. When you're working on something and you want to complete it immediately, it just dies and mess things up. Oh, I got the same here. This is I suppose this is the old slicer indeed, not the new one. So that's the one that has fewer functionality, but like this one or this one. It's funny because they're showing different, like different. Yeah, probably it's because it was done on a different version of Power BI. They show different options. Like, let me show it to you. Like this one, even though I use the same, it only shows 3. So this is the new slicer. But for me, the new slicer has tons of options. Mm, that is probably the reason why they are different. Hmm. Oh well, I think I can just limit the number of options that will be shown in here and just make it um, like a scroll type. Uh, where is it? Shape, layout would be um, not a grid but a single column, and then you can just see the other options, right? I want to put it right here. Don't worry because we can we can center this thing. So we can center the title so that it don't mess up with the with the slicer, right? So we can put it at the top, or alternatively you can also put it here. So either way. So for example, you can focus only on a Sunday. How do we do on a Sunday? Let's center that. I don't like it that um it's not centered, so it must be aligned. Yeah, there we go. And even the title. I want the title to be centered as well. We can change the title here. Just go to this and rename for this visual days of the week. Just day would be enough. It's already something that is understood, right? Just day. So they can have a much like finer granularity of the days. So they can compare Saturday with the Sunday and so on. That they cannot do here, right? As you can see, even on okay, Saturday is much different structure. Let's look at Saturday. Yeah, look at Saturday. September even is the lowest lowest month, the lowest. It has the lowest sales in terms of the other months, but relatively it's better when it was Saturday, right? So let's deselect all for now. So we have here, okay, our filter. So we can add more filter here. Like so we have the quantity now here on the other side. Um the order value category. This is something that we need to add also. Again, the values that we put in here are just assumed, but it's nice to know like what proportion of your orders are considered as high value category and low value category. So what I'll do with this is, so on frequencies, right? So I can either um, do another, maybe a pie chart for this one, but I'll definitely do it beside this one, beside the pizza size, because they are of the same data type, and it's not as important as like the total quantity. What I'll do with this one is order value category. I'll put it like that. And this is a categorical variable. So I can do stack column chart here. And this is actually sufficient, sufficient to convey the information that I need um, to tell. So again, it doesn't look good because we know that we just edited the variable here and made it in a way that it has the high value in there. But it's something that is really interesting for the audience, right? The category, the proportion that is equal to high and low. I also want to add labels in here. That would add more information, right? And then hmm, I can add a sales target, right? I can add a sales target here, probably somewhere, just for a while. I'll just, oh, I saw that my camera is turned off. Just for a while. Okay, apologies for the interruption. I just talked with the person that hit my car a couple of days ago. So it was involved in an accident. I was hit by a truck, and we're talking about the settlement. So apologies for the interruption if I needed to um pick up the call. Are you still there, Hasiba, Grace? Again, I'm very sorry with the interruption.
I'm here, no problem.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a really important call that I cannot um I cannot pass. So where was I? So we just got the order category, right? So again, this is interactive. Everything that you have in this visualization um could be looked into like different levels based on each of the elements. So that's one of the good things about Power BI. Um, I think with Excel you cannot do that. So we have another extra space here that we can utilize. So what I said a while ago is we can sort of create a target that would say, show how are we based on our like yearly target, right? So with that, say we are targeting uh, 80,000 quantity this year. So what we can do with that is we create a measure. I think I've shown you this before. So we create a new measure here. You can find this visualization almost in any chart related to sales or related to um, uh, yeah, typically in sales. So we can create a measure called target and say we are targeting for this year 80,000, right? And that 80,000 would be used in showing our gauge chart, right? You have an option here because you can combine this visualization together with this because they would basically show the same set of information. So let's decide later if we will be retaining this card or just this gauge chart because as you would probably observe they would tell you the same story. So the target would go into the maximum value, the measure that we just defined, and then the value would be where is it? The value would be the quantity because that's the currently um, the status of the quantity sold. So we are we can set actually data labels here. Okay, it's already there. Um, yeah, I think that's good for this one. And we can again we can decide to remove this. It's perfectly fine because we already have the cage chart. So you choose for this kind of this is a case to case basis. So for this one, it's perfectly fine to do that to remove that card because you have the same set of information here and you don't want any redundancies. So let's see. We have the quantity in there. We have the target. We have the total price per month. I think this one. We don't have a card here that shows the total, like the total sales, and that's something that we really need to have. Again, my bias with this kind of information would be the cards. So I can put it like that. And hmm, what other else? I can just rename this as sales, just to avoid any potential confusion that would arise from the name. Um, for this part, I'm thinking of um, maybe let's see, it's ID. We have the category in there, the unit price. There could be average unit price for this one also. Hmm. so that we can have an idea like what is our average unit price, right? Let's think about any other options that we have. Order date or the details. So I think that's the only information that we need here, right? And that's the only information that is meaningful to add to be added in our report. But I want to make it in a way that is I want to stack together or group together uh these cards. Let me think. I can what I can do with that is I can put the title on the side, right? And it's
How did you
perfectly fine.
find out the sales, the total sales,
This is just
Y-
the sum of the total price.
total price? Okay.
Yeah, the total price is like the quantity sold, unit price. You multiply them together, and you get the equivalent thing. So I want to. Now this is where the creativity kicks in. Like you want to again group the things together that oh that gives like um the same set of information. Um, Sum of unit price. Now I don't want the sum here. What I want to do or to get is the average. Like in an order, typically or in average, how much it is. Like like that, right? That's the amount of information, like the specific information that you want in there. So here it is, all of the things. You can make it better again. The more time you invest in it, the more ideas would be there, and I just need to center all of my titles to make it proper, and maybe aside from that, after centering them, um, changing, like giving them a proper name. So this one, I'll be changing the name into uh, sales per month. And then what I want to have in there, uh, not that one, rather. Apologies for that. I thought I was clicking on. This should be just sales, right? This will just be sales, and the title is what I want to change. So you go to general, go to title, and then this should be sales per month. And I can even insert a slicer here, or rather, as how do you call that? As I'm forgetting the slider, not the slicer, right? So you can zoom it in like on a specific like range and so on. So you can highlight like that specific section um of the year. So that's something. And I want to rename this as well. Um, Sales for pizza category is what I'm thinking here. Sales by category. Then sizes. Sizes is what goes in here, and then value category. Just giving them a proper name so that when your audience look at it, they already know what the um, visualization is all about. Now after that, we can change the designs. Like you go to format, and then you go to general. You can set the background. Now this is pizza. Well, um, the color depends on the logo or the theme of your pizza. So for me, what color should I put in here? Like maybe this lush color for each of them, and then I'll just adjust the like the um say, where is it? The transparency later, if I feel that they they don't look so good, I can adjust the transparency. And what we need to do is to blend it with the background, right? Because you don't want it to be like that. It's not visually appealing at all. So we want to change it also, and probably put some highlights on. So in order to change the background color, you just click on it, go to your visualization, and you go to background, and then you can change the color to the same, so that somehow it floats, right? You can change the transparency, because earlier, let me look at the transparency of this one. Where's the color? I'm clicking the correct one. Format your visuals, and then general, properties, effects, zero transparency. So you want to be like, for your background, they should have the same, it should have the same transparency with your visualization, so it kind of float, right? And after that, you can insert boundaries, like, if you want to highlight this one, you can add effects with it, so that there's a like a shadow or something, so it would look like floating, right? The values look like floating, or the visualizations rather. So it adds a nice effect, um to the thing, your visualization. And even the slicer can be, you can add that also, right? So they have that, um I think I forgot the sizes. Shadow, there we go, right? Now, aside from that, the next thing that you have to do, again, this is not like, you can enhance this more. Not say that this is like the optimal look for this one. um, you can enhance this further by inserting images. Like, what I'll do with that is I go to my browser, and I look, if you have like like a logo or something, then of course you may want to use the company. But me, I'll be getting an image from the internet. And of course, you might argue, Jeff, it's not good because you kind of have like background and stuff. But there's a trick with it. Okay, let me show you that. So for example, this PNG thing, pizza. What I'll do with that is I'll get that. Oh, I'm lucky because it already has this transparent background. But there would be images that has like, they have this white background, and you want to remove it through AI. Just type in your browser remove background, and that's how you would change the background or remove the background. So like your picture or image should be floating. So we'll be getting this one. Of course, you need permission to use images from the internet, but just for the purpose of discussion, just showing you how you can do that. So I'll be saving it in my downloads folder. Go back to my Power BI. Go to insert. Right. Go to this insert tab, and then insert image. It would open a window and allow me to uh, import this image. Oh, it's too large, so I need to get a smaller one. Let's look for a smaller one. Yeah, this is extremely, this is huge, like a wallpaper. So I want a PNG version would be. Um, hmm. Yeah, once I yeah. Oh, this one is good. Mm, maybe this one or this is I think the image has okay. It's Power BI and then insert image. So you want to add that kind of like additional how should I say this? Like something that they would appreciate to look at. So it really boils down to artistry and thing. But again, for images, I think this has like watermark. You can just remove the background and add it to your visualization like that to add a bit of say personal touch to it, something like that. And even with the categories, you can also do that. So even here, you can do that. Um, what else? You can change the color. I think John went through this with you. If you want to highlight, like for example, classic as the highest, change the color of that to accentuate the category. But basically, this is how you do it, and the rest would be just formatting your visuals, adding some touch of design to it. And after that, what you will do again, I will not go over that because it would take me so much time thinking of like what should be the best color. But basically, I gave you the the navigation, right? After that, I'll publish it, right? I'll save it, publish it, so that my team would be able to see it. My team would be able to view. Anyone with the link would be able to view the dashboard, and they will have the same functionality, like the same interactivity that you will have, but without the visualization tab and data tab. They would have this filter because they might want to. They might be interested into like looking at a certain portion of your data set. So um, they can do that. So once you go publish, you can open that um, in your Power BI online, Microsoft Fabric, and then you can generate embeddings here, codes, so that you can share to like you want to publish it in your website, and yeah, that's how you do it, or even embed it in your Power BI or PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so this is a nice dashboard. It contains all of the information that you need. If you're the CEO, this is typically what you want to see. Basically, this one, the sales per month, because this will give you an idea. Okay, what happened here? The sales crashed. It went from like over 70K, then went down to lower than 65K. What happened? What are the things that we done during that time that we don't want to repeat again, or what are the things that we failed to see? uh, so usually the companies do that, like strategic planning to see what's ahead, to plan ahead, and to strategize, right? So that's very important, and also for the category. Like if you find that a certain category is really not performing really well, you can do promotional stuffs with it. You can eliminate it even, right? You can eliminate it from your product categories and so on. So this is like the typical thing that you would want to see, and of course your current status versus your target. How far are you from your supposed target? So that's very important to see. So that's how you do it. I'm looking forward to your project, and remember, use the time tomorrow to have John help you with your final project to answer the specific questions. And our meeting on Wednesday, it will be your presentation and your graduation, right? So thank you very much. I I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for staying because I gotta admit that there were times that there were just um it was not perfect, right? It was not perfect, but I hope that you learned. I'm very confident that you learned all the things that you need in order to land a job as a junior data analyst. I'm very confident about it. So with that, I'll be handing you over to John. Again, John, apologies for for taking half of your time.
It's
I just
okay, sir.
need to finish this coverage, and then see you when I see you. Probably on the next time, it will be like we'll be a team and we'll be working on a certain project. So if you have any questions, even after graduation, Jeff, I'm looking for your insights on this matter. How would I do it? Hey Jeff, I'm preparing for an interview, a technical interview. They gave me this data set. What should I do with it? Hey Jeff, anything related to data analytics, if you want to share like your first week in your role, just let me know. I would love to listen. I would love to know your updates. So thank you very much again. I'm very proud of this group. Very proud that this is just a small group. We started with like 5 members. Unfortunately, only 3. Jeff is on track to finish it. Don't worry about him. He just asked me if he can focus on the first and second weeks or maybe the first month on his job to solidify his stature. He want to really have a good impression on his role because he's new. So that's perfectly fine. So yep, again, um, very proud of you guys, and I'm looking forward to our last interaction on Wednesday. And uh, yeah, good luck with your Power BI project. Adios. Signing off.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
your
much.
hard
Thank you
work
for everything,
and
Jeff.
support. Yeah,
Yep.
we appreciate.
I look
Thank you.
forward to seeing you in person. Grace, if you ever go to the Philippines again and even in Manila, um, and you have like time, just let us know and we'll be very well. Hopefully, I'm still here. Probably I'll be traveling. I'm looking forward to see the world, to see the different cultures, meet different people. So yep. Again, thank you very much. I really appreciate. I sincerely do. I really appreciate it and really enjoy the session with you. So love you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Take
Thank you.
care.
Okay, so maybe let's maximize the remaining time. Sorry if we will not have any breaks. Remaining 24 minutes of our lab today. So, any questions about your project that you might want to look at? Tomorrow, probably you should have just the finalization of your project and getting ready for the presentation.
I uh I have tonight to work on it because I just got home at 6:20. So
Hmm. But have you already looked at the datasets uploaded on the Canvas?
no. Last I
Hmm.
saw, we talked through the assignment prompts.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, I've have an idea what we're doing here better than the last exams.
How about you, Hasiba?
Yeah, as you know, I asked her Jeff about this.
Hmm. And is it already solved? Your question is already answered. Creating a new column with the days of the week. Maybe if I find some resources online about the Power BI visualizations or measures that you need for your project, I will send it on the Discord. I saw that you had a lot of discussions with Sir Jeff today. A lot of new visualizations that even me, I'm not using those type of visualizations, but it gives us a lot of insight. Usually in statistics, because my practice is more on statistics, and in statistics, commonly you are just handling small data sets, small data set only. 200 observations or 300 observations in statistics is considered big already. So commonly the data that I'm handling is small, like 10, 20 observations, 50 observations. Unlike in analytics that the rows are so many, thousands of rows, 6,000 rows in our Bilsa dataset. Any specific questions or insights that you want to share? Any suggestions for the further improvement of the lab sessions in analytics class? Because I'm also adjusting the practices based on the comments of the class that I'm handling, so that the next class I will not repeat the same mistakes, or somehow will have slight improvement over the previous sessions.
For me, what would actually be better is to just go to my laptop and get started, and then let's just leave. Let's just hit the ground running tomorrow with our questions and stuff.
Okay, okay. I think that would be the best option. So, yep, I guess there's no concern or problems today. Let's just walk around it tomorrow. Compile all the questions that you might want to ask, or maybe you can send me a screenshot personally on the Discord or Teams of your dashboard, and maybe I can suggest something about the
I like that.
colors or how you arrange the visualizations on the dashboard. So maybe that's it. That would be it. And yep, thank you for that. And
Okay.
see you,
Thank you,
see you.
John.
Thank you, Grace. Have
Bye.
a great
Thank you,
rest.
John.
Thank you, Hasiba. Thank you.
Have a good one.